Not that I get angry. I don't even think you guys have given me a reason to be angry.
Cray. But God will bless you with a husband. I said, not now. Thanks, but not now.
I don't even want to say amen.
Warning, this podcast episode discusses sensitive topics, including mental health, abuse, and suicide. The content may be distressing or triggering for some listeners. If you or someone you know is struggling, please consider seeking support from a mental health professional or contacting a crisis helpline in your area. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Heart to Mic podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Terrianne. Here we celebrate the power of authentic conversations, and together we'll explore our emotions, our challenges, and growth through powerful storytelling. And today, you guys, let me tell you, there's always a story behind a story, right? And the woman that is sitting next to me is absolutely talented, beautiful, but I'll let her introduce herself before we get to the gist, because I know you guys are here for the tea.
Yeah.
Let's go, babes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Terrianne Iraki. I am an artist. I can call myself an artist. I'm a singer, makeup artist, and also a daughter of Christ.
Oh, that last one.
Yeah.
The reasons why we love you here.
Yeah.
So Terrianne and I, let's just get there. Gosh, are we ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. We're beyond it.
Yeah. So in 2019, when I was deep in the world, and by the world I mean we were deep in like drinking and just being very reckless generally, and there was a mutual friend that we had who came with the accusations of, in the midst of sherehe, came with the accusations to me that Terrianne had mishandled her. And you know, that was a season for like, you will ride or die.
Yeah.
You know, you'll fight for your people. And we ended up getting into a scuffle with Terrianne, and I didn't even know what exactly she had done at that point. And like she came and told me, this and this, that one, and pointed at Terrianne.
Yeah.
And immediately I just pounced at her, and I don't even know what I did.
Yeah. Well, I was on the floor.
I'm so sorry.
It's
First
fine,
of all,
babe. It's fine.
I think every single time I see her, I just feel so guilty of that, because I didn't, first of all, that was not my fight to fight. Let's start there. I was fighting someone else's fight. And then she actually left me at that particular space.
Damn.
Imagine.
Damn. After you doing
After
everything
that,
for her.
yes, she left me.
Oh, no.
And she went home without me. And to think that I've literally never seen her since then.
Yeah.
But like the fact that the foundation of our friendship is forgiveness, I think it means so much to me, because we generally had to sit and have a heart to heart.
Yeah.
And I remember when you have always been in my mind, but I remember the day that I was just like, today's the day I'm gonna text her. I was like, I'm not expecting anything. I just want her to know that I am apologetic, and those are not my actions.
Yeah.
I was fighting fights that I shouldn't have fought. If anything, you and that person should have just gone at it, if that was the case.
Yeah.
But I decided to intervene because, again, you're riding or dying for your friends. And in the process of that, I lost the opportunity to actually getting to know who you are for so many years up until like last year.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That our paths finally
crossed again. Yeah. But I hope you forgive me.
Of course, babe. Since you sent me that DM, I thought it was the loveliest message, because I could see the realness from that message. Yeah. And I said, like, we're not perfect. We all go through our own issues, and we're still trying to understand what life is.
Yeah.
I think it's so important that we always give each other that grace. Yeah.
And you're so mature for that. But I also think it's because you're the daughter of Christ.
Yeah. Because that strength is not...
It's not on a human level. Yeah. And I think based on that, we can just now go into like your spirituality, because I think that's one of the things that I admired about you. You were very vocal from the word go about your relationship with Christ, and just for us to know what that journey looked like. Could you take us through when you got saved? How did that occur?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with God right now?
I think since like primary, when they say, if you want to give your life to Christ, raise up your hand. And then you go to the front and the pastor will praise for you, because at that time I was Catholic. And I've been Catholic since, because I was baptized, I was confirmed. So I've always known Christ. But I think when I got in high school, I really started understanding who God was and understanding God for myself. And
which high school did you go to?
Msongari.
Oh,
Yeah.
the bougie
Yeah.
kids. Oh, she said Msongari. Not Msongari.
Yeah.
Msongari.
Msongari, yeah. So ever since then, my relationship with God has had its highs and lows, but I think where I am now is really being intentional and taking my time to actually say that God has always been there for us. I also need to be there for him. So
Oh, that's a big one.
yeah.
Because we're always asking.
Yeah, we're always asking.
And never do we give.
Yeah, we
and,
never.
and I think all that God asks for is our time and our hearts. But that is very hard for us to give as Christians. I don't know why. But I'm also currently in a season where I'm really struggling to like be in my routine.
Yeah.
Like my devotional routine. For many reasons. But like I recently got diagnosed with like clinical depression and I had to like get on medication, which was a stretch. And I think for me, that is when I started now questioning to some degree the aspect of God wanting or being able to heal you from certain things. And my struggle with that comes in like, okay, you can heal me from, God knows everything that he has healed me from, the unspoken and those that have been spoken. But why is this one?
Like really, like
why is it there? Yeah. You know, why are we back here? Why do we have anxiety again? Why are we depressed? You know, things of that nature. But I think the more I listened to a podcast the other day and they said basically you need to invite God to be able to be part and parcel of this journey. And through the ups and downs, you need to be able to affirm his presence and also acknowledge his presence so that you don't feel like you're alone in this journey. Of like healing and whatnot. Yeah. But have there been any seasons in your life where you've doubted the presence of God?
Oh yeah. And I think as me being an artist and
a creative,
always like God, you've given me this talent. It's not because I've gone to school for it. Like I was born with it. So when I'm trying to do my things and things are failing, sometimes in that season I'm like, well, you gave it to me. Why is it not like working? And I think when that happens, I remind myself like there's reason to why I am there because God wants me to learn something from that season. So as I continue to go ahead and succeed in whatever season I'll be in life, there are lessons that I would learn from where I am now. You get what I mean? Yeah. So I think that doubting is there because we're humans. You know, we are humans and the devil will try and just emphasize that you are weak, you are not capable. Lack of. And I think when you start doubting, that's the devil's voice because that is not of God. So when I doubt, I'm like, this is not of God. So immediately. So I'm like, let me take it to God and tell him like, this is how I'm feeling. Please lead me out of this emotion and feeling. Yeah.
How do you balance like I think the uncertainty of like being in the creative space and knowing that these talents come from God, because I genuinely believe that as makeup artists, we are healers in one way or another. I think through our interactions with artists, you find that the way they have come to you and the way they leave your chair once they're done, it's like a whole healing process. And because there's conversations and art involved in it, do you find that you need to take some time to recuperate being in an industry where you're just constantly giving? And if so, how do you deal with that? Because I think for me now, having been a makeup artist since 2016, I think we're almost clocking 10 years, 8 years or something.
Congratulations.
I'm tired, friend.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I feel like now this is my form of ministry. Yeah, I think before artistry was, my form of ministry, but now I think sharing my story and finding ways to have conversations that are needed for our generations and for the future is what will be more impactful. And I think that's what God is calling me to do in this season. And that will be my form of ministry. So transitioning to that is like, even I remember for when we shot our first episode, it's just because I don't have the footage, friend.
Yeah.
If I had the footage,
feed us,
delete us.
It was
We're going to delete it. Yeah, because I'm like, why are we oversharing? There's so much that I said in that first episode that I think by now people would have watched. That was just very bare. Wow. And I think that is something that I really admire when it comes to like certain creatives. But I also think it's a form of ministry. So like when you need to now go back and fill your cup, when do you know how to do it, considering that our careers are very seasonal. So there are times that there's money and there are times that it isn't. So when there's like an influx of cash and you need to take a break, now what do you do?
I think the space that I create around me is also very important. The people I hang out with, because I can go and tell them this is how I'm feeling, and they find a way to just like pour back into my cup. And I think that is such a blessing. And I think like also doing things that I've always loved, like music.
Oh, she can sing.
Yeah, like,
do you want to sing for us?
You know, it is so crazy you actually said that. When I was coming from in the Uber coming here, I was like, I have a feeling Steph will ask me to sing. And you just said that. That is crazy.
You can sing for us something, friend. Just small. You know.
Oh my God, what can I sing?
The pressure is getting worse.
I am telling you, what
you
can
can
I
sing for us a gospel song. I don't know which one. Or sing for us your songs.
My songs?
Yeah. Like a line.
I'll sing a line. I'll sing a short line.
For the people listening on the podcast platforms, I want you to transition now to the YouTube platform and see this visual, and then you can go back and listen to it on Spotify and stuff.
Yeah. Nilikupenda. I can't even remember the words. Enough nilikupenda. Something like that. Because that was fresher. My heart right now is like, palpitating.
Let's breathe.
It's been 2 years. Give me a minute.
Since 2 years since you did what you sang?
Released music.
Oh,
so
wow.
like I'm in this space of just like coming back to that Terrianne. So it's not
what happened that you stopped?
Makeup. I became very busy with the makeup. And work. And just being a friend and being a daughter, that I forgot that side of me. And even to answer the question you just asked, like feeling like I've done makeup for so long, and I feel like there's still something in me that is not feeling like, you know, that feeling when you started makeup.
It was like there's a rush.
Yeah, there's a rush because I've done makeup for so long. So I'm like, I think I need to go back to music and just create music and in the studio, and I'm making music, and I love it. Yeah. I'm about to release some new music, and I'm excited.
Let's fucking go.
I'm excited.
But like I really don't know what your story is. Could you tell us like where did you grow up? You know, other than going to Msongari, like what has your experience been as a child, like your parents and stuff like that?
Yeah, I have two amazing parents, of course, my mom and dad too. Mom and dad. I have a bigger brother, and my family is very loving and caring. My mom is the biggest. She's big on affirmation. Every time we end a call, she has to tell me I love you. And I guess like growing up, I was very artistic. Not the smartest kid, but the sports.
The most beautiful though.
Most beautiful. I could run. I could swim. I could play basketball. If you could not believe it, I used to be the basketball captain. Oh. Even though I'm short like this. Yeah. Let me tell you, the running.
Where's the height?
Yeah, the running I used to do.
Yeah.
And sports has always been in my life. And I finished high school and I went to Sauti Academy, where now was like...
Sauti like voice.
Yeah, Sauti Academy. I was with Kina Emma Chiruto. I was with Kina Benso, guys, Mordecai from At The Band. And then after that, I was like, I want to do music. And then I had to go to uni. That stayed at the back burner for a bit, and then I went to uni, finished uni, started makeup. Then makeup has always been the thing. Yeah. And now trying to balance makeup and music
together.
So, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing makeup?
Since high school, so maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
I was doing Couture magazine.
Oh.
I was charging people 500 bob.
Oh, me and you both, friends. We started with 500 bob.
500
Why is
bob.
that the starting point? Why was that the starting point? Because I don't know why. I think the industry, people, especially now, it's quite saturated, but I also don't believe in that. I don't believe that there's no space for other people. I genuinely believe that you can come and occupy your position in the industry.
We can all win.
We can all win.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to pricing, I think at that time, because it was not that big of a deal.
It was new.
Yeah. Then 500 made sense.
Listen, me, I was like, yes.
I got
me my
you.
500. I am happy.
And now the 200 will go to transport, but like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And that's when I was doing makeup and I loved it. And, which I still do. I still love doing makeup now. But the love for it was like, wow, now I understand what makeup is. I'm watching Jackie on YouTube and I'm like, I can do this on someone else and still get paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
And do you feel like you'll be a makeup artist for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think life is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I'm 40, I might be in Amsterdam with my family and I'm growing potatoes. I don't know.
You said Amsterdam.
I don't know.
I said, are we going to Amsterdam?
I might as well. Maybe at 40. I don't know.
With your children growing potatoes.
Yeah, growing potatoes. And we have huge factories and I'm living my...
potatoes.
On potatoes because I love potatoes.
Oh, that's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And Kikuyus and what? Oh, Kikuyu?
Yeah.
With Warus.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
There's so much Waru in the house. Don't worry. I got you. But like also when it comes to just the life of an artist, I think people get very discouraged to start or be in this industry because it's just very uncertain. You just really don't know where the next paycheck is gonna come from. And because of like how seasonal it is, how have you been able to like retain the people that come to you?
I think it's that passion and drive. It gets me thinking of like new ways to to create new ideas to keep me going. Because when I start in makeup, it's not the same to how I'm doing makeup now.
For sure.
So it's that growth and wanting to grow as well is something that is pushing me to become the woman that I want to be in future. Yeah. And also like the strength of God.
Hey.
Genuinely.
Let's talk about God, man.
Genuinely.
I think the other day, in the previous episode when I was at Simba, we talked about there's a Bible study session that we were in and we were just like, we just want to be Pinduli Word.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
You were there?
I was there. It was at
Nat's house.
Yeah.
And I was very
Yeah. I remember.
But I think just when we sat down and everyone was just sharing their story and what space they're in, it was very nice and refreshing for me to see that as Christians, we still struggle with the things of the world. And we still have our journeys, our struggles, our addictions that we are still dealing with. And how do you deal with the comparison? Like, for me, I think often I found myself being like, but other Christians don't do this.
Yeah.
Other Christians don't, vape like me. Why am I, vaping? Things like that. And I think often I find shame. And I know shame and fear and all these disgusting qualities are not from, or thoughts and feelings are not from God and also from the devil. But like, you can't just help but think about that. Yeah.
And I think it's even like beautiful that you're still thinking like that, because if you weren't thinking like that, you wouldn't be really focused on your spiritual journey with God. And I think that's beautiful that you sit down and you ask yourself those difficult questions. But bro, like being a Christian is difficult. People think it is easy.
It's not.
But it's
even easier to live in the world.
Exactly.
It's easier to just like not care.
Yeah. So it's being a Christian will always be tough. I think it's just having that fall back on God and leaning on Him through these tough moments, and also being disciplined, I guess, because
how's that going for you?
it's not good. It's not looking good, bro.
Are we cruising nicely? Really?
No. Let's not say true questions. Is it? It's not. It's not. Let's put a pin on it.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Gosh, guys. We had a moment there, but if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah.
I think often when I just look at our generation, I'm very like impressed by the level of creativity. I'm very impressed by the level of like people are just going for what they want. But also I think right now there's so much, there's like a wave of people coming back to God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed
No,
that.
I have.
There's even on TikTok, on platforms, I'm just always seeing people talking about their relationship with God now getting better, or them finding a newfound love with God and all these things. And I don't know. I always think that there's someone watching or listening and they're just like, how do I even get to the place where I want to feel the love that we speak of or feel the peace that we speak of?
Yeah.
And like, how would you...
That's a difficult question. I think it's... Jesus loves you.
For sure.
He loves you so, so, so much. Yeah. And I think the first step is... Because I think God is just like a friend. He's I think first stepping in and saying, I want to have a relationship with God. I think that should be the first step. If you want to have a relationship with God, I think just stating that you just want to have a relationship with God.
It's like the beginning point.
Yeah. And choosing to have that relationship.
What does
with
choosing
God.
look like?
I think choosing is different for everyone because I can only speak for my own journey. But I think reading the word, spending time with God and having those quiet moments, like really praying.
I think every single time I pray, I cry because I'm like, there's always like an overwhelming sense of the spirit, like I can feel. Yeah. And I'm like, I find myself jisemying, like I find myself selling myself out, and I'm like, I shouldn't have thought about that. And God, why am I still thinking about these things? Or why am I still doing the things that I'm struggling with? Why is this still my reality? And still affirming myself and like, but you're the God who forgives, you're the God who heals, you're the God who does these things. And I want you to do that for me. And I think whenever I'm always scared of praying is because I know that I will get the truth in prayer. And sometimes I'm not ready to receive the truth. Yeah. But I was just like, let me stay here for a while.
The flesh is
like, we're okay. Please. But spirit is willing, but I'm like, if I get into that presence of prayer, if I decide to listen to the word, if I decide to read the word, I know I will get the things that I'm looking for. And sometimes I'm not ready to encounter the truth. I'm not ready to encounter the change. I'm not ready to let go of certain things because I'm like, but this is my normalcy now. So why do you want me to adapt a new way of living? And I don't even know what that looks like. And I think even when the idea was of coming to creating this Heart to Mic podcast, I think, I struggled with it for so long until one of the crew members was like, okay, so when are we shooting?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I was like, when are we shooting, friend? You've said this podcast, you're starting. When are we shooting? And I think what happened is that the theme and the feel that I wanted the podcast to have, he shared a picture when I was like, let me send him a picture of what I want it to look like. And then when I went to WhatsApp, he had just sent me the picture.
Damn.
And I said,
this is alignment. This is meant to be.
This is God.
Yeah.
We are not ignoring it. And I said, fine, let's start shooting. And whenever it goes, it goes. Yeah. But like, it is that fear of stepping into something new. And I think for me at least, I think being an artist for as long as I've been, I'm ready to step into the next thing.
Season. Yeah.
And now you are stepping back into something that you lost love for. And now you are, but it's like you're learning to walk again.
Yeah.
And I don't know, how does that feel?
It's like, I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting because it's in me, it's something I've always had in me. It's not like this new thing.
Yeah.
So it's more exciting
Rather
than scary, but also like scary because I am dealing with like comparing myself, like comparison.
It's a thief of joy.
Yeah. But it's something that I deal with. So I'm also like battling that as I'm creating music and trying to be like, yeah, this is me. I hope you guys will love it. So
and when you're comparing yourself with like artists that are doing the same genre as you.
Yeah. I think it's more so of like I'm seeing people making that, like having their stepping stones, and I'm like comparing their journeys to mine, which is not fair on myself, but it's something that I'm dealing with, and it's something that I think the first step to like healing and growth is like acceptance. So I think I'm in a good space. I will come out of it.
You said, let's go. Stop.
I will come out of it. Yeah. So, and how is it like now for you stepping into this new season of Stephanie?
The podcaster.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very raw. Yeah. I think I'm burying myself and laying myself bare for the world to see. And I think one thing, and my friends say that I'm very morbid, like I just constantly talk about death, but genuinely, if I do die today, I will die knowing that I released a part of my story that can be used to impact someone's life, as opposed to the procrastinating and just saying, I'll do it next week, because we really don't know how long we are going to be here. So I think also I don't want to go to heaven and then God is like, this is what your life would have looked like.
Wow. Yeah.
If you just decided to take that first step, but now you've decided not to, look at now the regret. Like there's so much I had in store for you that now you've not been able to tap into because of fear. And that does not come from me. So I think for me it is feel the fear and do it anyway.
Love that.
And I am feeling the fear so much. Like even as we're having this conversation, I'm like, how are we going to air out these things? And another thing that I'm also trying to practice is just being present and just being here. So I'm really just trying to like bring my head back and I'm like, Chero, come back here. Let's focus. And I think through that, I'm finding so much peace, like even small snippets, small things that can happen. And I remember this once last week when we were shooting that I got unwell. And my mom has never affirmed me like that, Terrianne. She has never, it went from, you got this, get out of your bed. This is what the devil wants. He doesn't want you to do this. And I want you to do this. I believe this is in your purpose. I believe this thing. And she prayed. And you know how food poisoning is, friend. Like food poisoning is the friend. I was in such a bad place, but like to see the support, and that's why I believe in the aspect of community, to see the support and to see people like rooting for you is a big deal.
And it's so important.
Yeah, and like with now your pursuit of making songs and doing all these things, do you have a support system?
Yeah, like my producer, Kobe, I have been praying for him because these streets of Nairobi have done me that. Jesus Christ. In music. There's this producer I used to work with like a long time ago, and I was like starting to understand what producing was. Like I'm making beats on the side of like in the studio, and we created like so many songs, like maybe 14 songs. And he was from America, and he said, I'm starting a record label, and I think I'd want you to be on it. And he went to America and he left like that. And
with all your 14 songs?
All my music. And I was like maybe 16, and I have never been so heartbroken in my life. So after that, it's just been a journey of finding
the right one.
Yeah, and now finding a producer that we mesh so well, and we create because we just love creating, not because of what will happen after, but just because of the art music. Is God's blessing. It is beyond me.
I think which is why whenever I tell these guys, I'm like, I like working with them. because even this is not the set we used in the first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Because they decided, okay, so we want to change the set a little bit. And I was like, I love that you guys are very much invested in the output and in what you create, because you care about it just as much as I do. I care about what I'm saying. You care about how it looks. So we mesh together, and whatever product we come out with is as good as you would approve and I would approve. And the fact that there's so much effort, time, and just so much creativity, and you can just see that they want to be here, they want to do this, and those are things that as a creative we don't really it's such a, I don't even know how to explain it, but like finding the right team of people that you can work with, invite to your home, and like be in a space where you can trust them and create with them and have valuable conversations with them as well is very difficult in this space. So like, shout out to the production.
Shout out to them.
I'm really, really appreciative of you guys. And even as you're going through this journey of music, I hope that Kobe and you get into such crazy alignment that we actually get to listen to the music, because you are gatekeeping now.
It's rude of me.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
No, I'll be accountability partner.
No, definitely. Definitely, yeah.
Because we need to listen to the music.
Yeah. And I'm excited about it. So
okay.
Yeah.
How's your heart?
My heart is feeling okay. It's feeling
Define
okay. It's not too bad and it's not too good. It could be in a better place. But it's just...
What's going on in the life right now?
Life is... lifing. Genuinely, life is right now trying to figure out if I will, I don't know, because makeup is not doing its best as well. So I'm trying to understand if it's something that I will have to leave behind and start working at some point. So it's a lot.
By working, do you mean like 9 to 5?
Yeah, yeah. So it like there's a lot of thinking. A lot of decisions need to be made, and it's giving me a bit of anxiety. But I choose to have a positive outlook most times. So I think whatever will happen because it is God's will, and and this is just a season. This is not forever. This is just something that I have to get through to get to the next version of Terrianne. So yeah, that's what.
And how are you dealing with like the anxiety? Have you ever tried therapy?
Yeah, therapy, definitely therapy. And
how's therapy going?
Therapy is it's going. I'm trying to. I've had a few sessions with a therapist that I started with, and I think we're not
aligned.
Yeah, we're not aligned. So. Also trying to get a new therapist.
And starting to open up again. People need to talk about the struggle of that, because I'm just like, oh, so my name is Stephanie, and then you know my dad, and
the trauma number 1 and trauma number 2.
And this is what they did when I was in class 3 at 5 p.m. when I was in...
Jesus, it's my 10th time this week.
Oh, but let me tell you, I've had like 7 therapists.
Yeah.
I've gone through it. I've gone through 2 therapists. Okay, maybe like 5. Yeah. Okay, 6. But like I have looked for therapists, and it went from, there's a time when I was looking at them from like a professional POV, which is like, how many years have you done this? And then there was a time when I was looking at your belief system, like, are you a Christian? Will you understand where I'm coming from? There's a time when I was like, I don't want someone who's older. I want someone who's like in my age group, so they can understand the things that we're struggling with, because maybe they go through the exact same thing. And then I went to see a psychiatrist recently. So like it's I think it's a journey, and to just to encourage you, you will find the one. And I don't want you to give up on the journey of like healing because of just this one babe who's just not getting it. She's just not getting it. But it doesn't say that she's not good at the job. Maybe it's just that you need someone who's more aligned with the things that you're looking for, and the values that you also have, so that it's not too far-fetched when it comes to the things that you believe in. They're just like, okay, I get that. I get the spiritual aspect. I get that. But also one thing I realized, it's like, there's a therapist that I had who was just venting machine. She was
Okay,
just
yeah,
like I was just there to vent. And her, she was like,
listening.
I hear you.
Yeah. Which is what you needed
hear
at that
you.
time.
Yes. And then at some point I was like, I want you to respond. Give me tools. You're not saying anything. You're not saying anything now. And I think to see just the transition now, when I went and got someone who was now overwhelming me with information, and I said, so Tosha Gari, I will come and I'm ready to get the tools. It's just, and now I've been recommended to go back to therapy as well. It's been like maybe 6 months since my last session, so I'm also just a bit anxious about it. Because I'm like, I thought we were past this.
The healing journey never ends.
It never ends.
It never ends.
It really never ends.
So,
it really never ends. Do you think that how's your love life?
My love life is,
don't say non-existent, right?
No, it is there. Because look at me.
Zoom in. Zoom in to the bloody face. Oh my God. I see the cheekbones. She did the contour. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Mashallah. It's giving makeup artist. Can you book her, friends?
Yes.
Makeup by Iraki.
Yeah, makeup by Iraki. But my love life is, it's interesting. It's very like, wow, like this is...
What is it? You said wow. Is it wow in a good way?
Let me find the words.
Is it like wow?
No, wow. Like wow. Like
oh, like
wow. Like wow.
Those are different wows, yeah? There's like not wow. And then there's wow. Okay,
like, wow.
So there's wow.
So it's like...
You're experiencing the wow.
Yeah, because there's a lot of work I need to do.
Oh, let me tell you something about relationships.
I thought I wasn't the problem, but like there's
like
a
I'm
lot.
Perfect.
Yeah, but there's a lot that I also need to.
Meaning you're in a healthy relationship.
Yeah, no, I'm not in a relationship. We're trying to
get there,
understand what this is. Yeah, so it's wow.
Yeah, and is he like a believer?
Yeah, he is. He is, and like, that's why it's interesting because we're now trying something new because now God
I feel like I know what you're
God
saying.
is in the center and it's...
Ebukat.
Yeah. So it's like, wow. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Yeah. So it's like...
Had you already been there before?
No, never done it before. Never. So it's...
Friend, it's tough.
It's...
Like we need to meet outside.
Yeah. Outside.
So we are not tempted.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is sex before marriage, guys. We had to whisper so, like to see if we're on the same page. Yeah.
So we need to meet outside and when we reach these seasons of like temptation, like we need to find a new way of like removing ourselves from that position. You know what I mean? And it's very interesting and it makes me happy that I am able to find someone who's also on the same journey as I am. And even though we don't end up getting married, but I'm like,
this is the beginning of a new trajectory of like dating a fellow believer.
Yeah. I love it. Let's talk about it.
I was saying earlier, like,
let's have it.
It's different. It's different when recently what happened is that like I was on a call and I was prayed for.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said,
this is lovely.
You want to marry me?
This is lovely.
I said, you just want to marry me, friend. Just marry me now. I get out of my mother's house, we go.
Yeah.
But like I think what I'm understanding is like this is what dating as a Christian looks like.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is gonna be my husband. Relax, guys.
Yeah.
But like it's very interesting to see that there's other factors that count into like a relationship. It's not just you're attractive, I'm attractive, you like each other, which is what was then before. Yeah, it's like, oh, you're hot, same. And you look so good together. Fine, let's do it.
Our kids will be amazing.
Our kids will be so hot. Yeah. But now it is, do our values align? Do we go to the same person when in times of crisis? Are we all going to meet in prayer? What's your relationship with your parents like? You know, like how do you take care of your mental health? What are your values? What type of friends do you have? What do you do for fun?
Yeah.
Because me, I'm at home.
Yeah. For real. It's a lot deeper than
now.
just...
Yeah. So I'm like, do we have the same values and are we complementing each other in that way for me to think? Because one thing I'm scared of is, number one, marrying the wrong person and having kids with the wrong person.
Because imagine after all the work you have done
to heal from the trauma, and then I marry my dad,
and you go back.
Can you imagine?
You go back. Yeah,
that's hint. I think it scares the shit out of me, and I think what I try to do is I've now brought God, like what you said. I've now brought to God, and I'm like, if this one is not the one, just shush.
It's fine.
Tell him to go.
It's fine.
If anything, just can he come up with that excuse that we just end it,
and we just say it's fine.
And I've prayed that prayer so many times, and this nigga has not gone anywhere. So there must be something there.
Yeah.
But also, I don't like him that much, so.
Yeah,
he can just chill. Yeah, it's not that deep.
Relax.
Yeah, chill. If you're watching this, chill. I don't like you like that. Yeah. Like I like myself more.
Yeah, I love.
Because also now I've introduced logic. I was telling Simba, it's like I've introduced logic in relationships, and I started thinking like, man,
yeah, your heart is not the first thing that.
Oh, child, because mimi na mapenzi, it was stupid. It's like what it wants, and I think often I've been led by, when you're in my presence, I feel like everything is just like. It's like it's lighting up.
Kwanza me, my love language is words of affirmation.
And you affirm me. You just say you're beautiful. That's it. That's it.
I'm like, he definitely loves me. He definitely loves me. Yeah.
And I think for me, words of affirmation, and then that is combined with physical touch. Oh, child, I'm weak. I'm weak in the knees. So like currently, I'm always looking at, does this add value into my life? Do I want to have an argument about this? Is this worth my time? And if the answers are no, I carry on with what I'm doing. Because logically, what I will tell you is that men love themselves. And I think that's what I realized also in this journey of dating, is that men love themselves. And the minute it's not working for them, they will make themselves scarce. Yeah. But as we're the ones who will hold on to the smallest of like, we can fix this, we can make it work. It's okay. You did that, it's fine. You cheated on me, sawa. I'll forgive you. But like men respect themselves. And I think when I started now, I almost idolizing the respect that they give themselves. I was like, then Chero, you need to do that for yourself. And that made me put myself before. And also another thing that he has also mentioned was, I need you to wake up in the morning with the goal being that you want to be the best version of yourself for yourself and not for me. Because it started not feeling like, oh, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for you. And it was like, I want you to do that for yourself first before you even think about who is going to be benefiting from those actions. And I was like, that is...
Not for his validation.
Not at all. And for someone to even say that, it is because like, they're also doing their own thing for themselves.
Exactly.
They're not doing it for me.
Exactly. And I love that for you. I think like you deserve it, girl.
I don't like
because
it.
Genuinely, even for me to be seated here, for me to be seated here on your lovely podcast, like you're doing amazing. You're doing great.
Thank you.
And I love it for you so much.
Stop. So that's mambo ya mapenzi. Misha, it's quite disgusting if you ask me. I don't like it. We never have
to talk about it ever
We don't
again.
like it. Yeah, it's giving like I'm obsessed. I swear I don't like it that much. But let's talk about content. Like you've started creating content recently, but also you're not consistent at all.
I am not.
And I'm not one to speak, but I know a star when I see one, and you're not really like putting in... That are you overthinking stuff?
Yeah. I am a perfectionist. I am. Damn, even though you've just asked that question, I am feeling like it's listen, it's something I know I need to do.
Yeah.
But I think my mind finds a way to just like grab me back into this like dark hole of just like overthinking and feeling like what you're doing is like, girl, the other people are doing much better than you. You know what I mean?
You mentioned, we had a little commercial break, but like you mentioned having been brought up in a loving home.
Yeah.
And that is very new to me. That is not my reality. And often I'm usually envious of people who have grown up in a family or a setting where they have seen affection from their parents and their parents actively showing each other affection. And that often affects how we love in friendships and relationships. How do you think being brought up with two parents who are still together, I assume, has impacted your love life?
I think it's impacted my love life in such a positive way because the way my mom and dad love each other is so beautiful. It's so honest. It's so vulnerable. It's something that I aim to have in the future, God willing, because they have like a relationship outside of us as kids, and for them to do that is, and I've watched them do that since I was a child. Like their love for each other hasn't changed, but really rather like grown. And it's, I think, having seen them the way I have seen them, it makes me want to also get married and have my children. And because they've been together for 25 years.
Ooh, that's a huge one.
Yeah, so I also want to have my own husband with my own kids, and to love my husband the way my mom has loved my father, and for my husband to love me the way my father has loved my mom, but in our own unique way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, in like therapy words, it's like you have a secure attachment.
Yeah.
So has there been an instance in like your love life where you have not been secure?
Yeah. I think when I was in a relationship for 4 years, and I think it was mostly because we were attracted to each other and we didn't do the work to really get to know each other. There was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of not giving each other grace. There was a lot of misunderstanding of each other. And it changed me to someone I didn't even recognize. It was like, that's not who Terrianne is. Terrianne is loving and bubbly and caring and is understanding, but in that relationship I was not understanding. I was very aggressive, and
It brought out a side of you that you didn't like.
that I didn't like, and I still love him to this day because it was the longest relationship I've ever been in. But having gone through that relationship, I think it has taught me so many lessons to now to bring those lessons that I have learned into this new relationships that I'm having now, which is beautiful to see, to even see that I am able to acknowledge the fact that I was changing because of the relationship, and not even for the relationship, but because of the relationship. So now it's more healthy, it's more intentional, it's more vulnerable. There's a lot more conversations that we're having rather than brushing like things under the rug. So I'm excited. Yeah.
And there's hope for love.
Yeah, there's definitely hope for love.
Okay.
I'm such a lover's girl. Oh my God. Stephanie is like, why are we talking about this?
No. Me?
You too.
I just pretend to be a thug. But deep down, hey, people know.
You love love.
I love love.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in a season where I'm unapologetically showing love to everyone around me.
I love that.
So whatever that looks like, I'm able to do it. And I think I've mentioned this before. It's like, again, we really don't know how long we're going to be here for. So I think for me, it is to love the people around me as best and as loudly as I can, so they can know that they genuinely have a friend, a partner, a sister, an aunt in me, a daughter, as opposed to just having very shallow conversations, which has led to like me asking myself very tough questions. I think for me now, in contrary to you, I grew up in a single mom home, and obviously not by choice, but like that affected how I showed up in relationships in regards to like the level of security that I possessed. And I found myself constantly trying to please this person, and you lose yourself in the process of trying to fill this gap. And I think only in therapy, when I found out that the absence of a father has such a huge impact on the confidence that a girl has in their life, and even just a child generally, but more so women. If we don't get the validation that we need as kids from our fathers and the men in our lives, then we often try and look for that validation in the future through relationships and stuff. So for now, being in a sort of secure space where, again, I want you but I don't need you, is very different. And I think I've changed so much, and I think I'm also still adjusting to the fact that now I can love you but still have my life going on. But before, it was because I love you, then my life revolves around you. And I don't think that's how relationships should be. I think we are both living such separate lives. It's just that we found a joint happiness together, and that is a part of our lives, but not in its not the whole of it. It's not the entire story. Love, guys.
Relationships.
Yeah. Do you want to have kids? You said you want to have kids.
Yeah.
Do you have a number?
Kids. Maybe like 3.
That's odd.
Maybe like 3.
We have 3 here.
Yeah.
And there's always like one person who will be left out. So maybe have an even number.
Like 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So they'll always find each other.
The last one will be called Stephanie.
Oh, you heard it here fast. She said last one called Stephanie. Oh, girl. And if it's a boy, just say Steven or something. You know, like, so we can just see the same family. It's something similar. Do you have any like hopes and dreams that you're hoping to like achieve in this year?
This year.
How does that look like for you in regards to like working through it?
Yeah, I think showing up for myself more. I think I show up for people a lot. I'm that one friend who's like, okay, we're doing this. Don't worry, I got you. But when it comes to doing things for myself, it's like, it's okay. Don't worry, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll figure it out. But I think I just want to show up for myself more this year. Create things that I love. As you said, love people like 100% because I have so much love to give. So just continuing even that love for other people. And also making money.
Yeah.
That is a goal of mine. Just making money, and also continuing to have a relationship with God, because that is one thing that has held me down, because I could have not been here. There's a lot of stuff that has happened in life.
There's so much peace that comes with that.
Yeah. So
even in the middle of the chaos. I still got joy in chaos.
Talk about
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got peace that makes no sense.
Hallelujah.
Let's go.
Amen.
I'm not Terrianne, but like I got some notes here.
I had them.
But I think when I see the love that God has for us as Christians, and even just people who are willing to accept that love, it is so infinite that He'll forgive. I think even for me, whenever I think about God, I'm just like, hey, I disappointed you again, but like here I am.
Yeah.
Not to like ask for too much, but can you accept me one last time? Things like that. Yeah. But like, it's a journey.
It is.
It's a journey that we are taking, and yeah, I hope that even as we are navigating this and trying to find a living and trying to also find our purpose in life, that we don't forget who brought us here and who we belong to. Yeah. Okay.
I love
How do you feel now?
I feel more relaxed. I was a bit anxious, but now this is great. Even to understand and really hear the reason to why you're having this podcast. I pray that God continues to use you as a vessel, because I have spoken about things in my life and I'm feeling like this heaviness has been lifted above my shoulders. So I pray that God continues to guide you and love you.
Thank you. So our last question before we end the episode is what you are growing through and what you are glowing through. And by growing, it's like you're still working on it. Glowing, it's like you found some level of balance with
think
things.
Growing, confidence in myself. Because
you're a bad bitch, okay?
Yeah.
Always been a bad bitch. I want you to remember that.
I think confidence in myself and stepping into Terrianne and who she is and loving all aspects of Terrianne. That would be growing. My relationship with God is glowing. There's still a lot of work that needs to be put in, but I think I am in such a space where I really do have a relationship with God. He's like my best friend, and I can sit down and just have a conversation with him. I can be angry, I could cry, I could be happy and thank him for everything that he has done for me. But yeah, that aspect of my life is glowing. And also I think now, even with music, I am happy with what I am creating. And
we cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I'm creating. The quality is what I want. And that is what I'm growing into.
Okay. So where can we find you on the social media platforms, friend?
Terrianne Iraki on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. My makeup is Makeup by Iraki on Instagram.
She's done, you know these colors? Karun. I'm sure you saw that episode. Yeah. And Zenia. She's the one who did their makeups. Yeah. I'm here rocking with our international babe friend. Yeah, you're doing so well, and I'm so proud of you. I think when I saw those videos, I said, that is Iraki's hand. And I know it when I see it.
Thank you.
So I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. This was great.
Finally, just like, this is but yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you loved this episode, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on our social media platforms, plus our podcast platforms as well. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You did that. You did that.